Finding a job right now may pose a challenge for people who are unemployed. But our next guest wants you to know your way of thinking plays an even bigger role in your path to success. And here with his personal tips on landing a job right now is best-selling author, self-made multi-millionaire, and motivational speaker, Alex Morton. Welcome to the show, Alex.
Good morning, Sacramento. How you guys doing?
We're doing really good. Happy Monday. So we're going to have to start with this, Alex. How did you become a self-made millionaire? How did that come about?
Yeah, so I was super blessed and fortunate to grow up in a house where I saw mom and dad working hard at a very young age. So when you grow up as a little kid seeing mom and dad kind of grind and hustle 7 days a week to provide for you and your little sister, that kind of burns this idea in your head of work ethic. So at 18, I grew up in a small town in Columbus, Ohio, snow, nasty weather, right? I moved to Arizona. I was going to Arizona State, and I got involved in entrepreneurship. I got involved in really social network marketing, and I was blessed to get around people that had the results that I wanted. I always wanted to make a lot of money. I always wanted to empower people, and I got in a specific company that showed me about success. And my first year wasn't too good, but then by year 2.5, I made my first $1 million before my 25th birthday, and now today at 30, I've made, a ton of money, and I've traveled all over the world, but now I focus on helping other people also reach high levels of success.
All right, so there are a lot of people out there dealing with unemployment. Those numbers are sky high right now, and you have some tips for them, the ones who are trying to find some work. What's your first tip? It has to do with compensation.
Yeah, there's something called the law of compensation. So my mentor goes by the name of Bob Proctor. He was in The Secret. He taught me this at 21 years old, and he said, the way we get paid in the marketplace has to do with this law of compensation. And it's really three components, and anybody out there, you can take these three components and completely change your life. Number one, is there really a need for what you do, right? So before you go applying to all these different jobs, all these different positions, number one, ask yourself, am I solving a problem? Is there a need? Is there a need for what I do? Number two, what's your ability to do it, right? There's a lot of newscasters out there, but they're not all as great as you are, right? So you have to ask yourself, hey, how good am I at this potential job position? And then number three, right, the difficulty in replacing you. So you have to become, I tell people, you got to become irreplaceable. You just bring so much value, so much passion, so much energy to that work environment that they are never going to let you go. They're never going to let you off because you're just so valuable to that company's organization.
Okay, those are good places to start. What about getting your foot in the door? Should you work for free?
Yeah, I really think right now there's so much chaos and craziness going on in California, Florida, all over the world. You got to think different, right? I tell people, observe the masses and do the opposite. So instead of just applying on, monster.com or filling out LinkedIn profiles and stuff like that, really, if you're like, man, I can't get a job right now, you have to change the way you're looking at things, right? Your perception is the way you see things. So I would pinpoint where I want to go work, and I'm gonna go meet the guy in charge or the woman in charge and say, you know what, you don't have to pay me right away. Let me sweep the floors. Let me clean the toilets. I know that sounds crazy, but in times like right now, you have to drop your pride, humble yourself, and just say, you know what, I'll go work for free and show them enough value that eventually they're going to give me the job that I desire. So thinking different right now can be a tremendous asset to the people watching this right now.
How else can someone make themselves stand out as they look for work?
I really think you have to ask yourself, what makes me different than the next guy or the next girl, right? It's not enough now just to have a 4-year degree from Arizona State or Georgia Tech University. You got to be different. So you have to ask yourself, how can I stand out from everybody else? Maybe that's going into an interview just a little bit different, or when you go into an interview, right, instead of just answering the basic questions, think outside the box, tell a story. I tell people all the time, people buy why you do it, not what you do. So you have to create yourself, build this, image, build this different persona. It's kind of like Beyonce. She calls herself Sasha Fierce when she's on stage. So people need to go from like normal employee mindset to saying, hey, I got to think like a business owner. I got to think like somebody that they got to hire me because I'm going to make them believe that if they hire me, their whole business is going to change for the better. So they have to just step up mentally and make that decision to stand out and be different.
Alex, you have such great energy and you have a lot of ideas. How can our viewers follow you and get more of your advice?
Yeah, so on Instagram, my handle is Alex Morton Mindset, and on YouTube, it's also Alex Morton Mindset. And I just believe that I know we're in a tough time right now as a global economy, but it's going to get better. And right now, there are so many opportunities for people that think a little bit different and have a high level of desire and hunger for success.
All right, Alex, thanks so much for joining us. Great ideas. Appreciate you joining us.